All right, everybody, welcome to Earth Science. Let's talk tides. This is maybe one of the more challenging labs. It's got some kind of heady things to think about. Though, in concept, if we take a step back, really what we're trying to do is kind of simple. What you're going to have, this is what the lab looks like. Now, when you do yours, there's going to be another page here that will have a graph that will kind of look like this. This is one from a past year with the tide going down, coming up, going down, coming up, going down, coming up, and so on. And if you've been to the ocean or if you watch the time lapse videos that we've already seen in class, kind of familiar with how that works. So our goal is to be able to predict the next tide, to understand that these things are cyclic, that they repeat, and that they're predictable. And we're going to do that by saying, well, how long did it take to go from here to here? How long did it take to go from here to here? How long did it take to go from here to here? And using that information, think about when the next one might be. So conceptually, that's not too bad. That's fairly simple. We'll do the same thing with lows. How long was that? How long was that? How long was that? How long was that? Average them up. Use that to figure out when the next one would be. Okay. As we talked about, this is real data. So I've got that open still here. This is what you guys all plotted. This is grabbed right off the internet, off of a website, a NOAA website that has it all listed for every 6 minutes. And then I deleted half of them to make it every 12 minutes to give us a tiny bit of sanity. Though maybe not, right? So what are we going to do? How can we use that to predict when the next ones are? So what you're going to do is give me when were the high tides that we had on your graph, which again will be that page right there, which will look kind of like this. When were the high tides? How much time passed in between? When were the low tides? How much time passed in between? Some folks are going to want to do that by using this graph and trying to figure out when it would be approximately. Others are going to want to just go back to this and say, where was the low tide? Where was the actual lowest point? I see it going down, down, down. That to me looks like it's at a low point. Then it starts going up, 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 up. Find when the high point is. That might give you a more exact number for exactly when the low was. But if you use the graph, we should end up close enough because you're excellent graph plotters, you find people. So either way, get that information into these boxes. Give me the 4 high tides that we experienced during those 4 days of actual data and the 5 low tides that we experienced during those couple days of actual data. Next, the time that passes in between. There's a significant problem here. And if I see you grab a calculator, I'm going to know, and I'm going to say you didn't listen to the video, go back and listen to the video. You can't use one of these for doing math with time, for doing arithmetic with time. It doesn't work unless you're smart enough to work your way around it. I shouldn't say smart enough, I should say clever enough. If you're clever enough to work your way around it, you might be able to use one of these. This is a skill we're going to have to get in neuroscience, doing arithmetic with time. I'm not going to panic about it today, though. I'm going to actually give you this website that's going to help you cheat, and I'll show you that in a moment. The reason this won't work is because when you're using a calculator, if it doesn't know you're dealing with time, when you deal with time and you have 55 minutes and you add, say, let's say you add 10, that's going to get you to 65 minutes on a calculator. But that 65 minutes isn't how time works. That would be an hour and 5 minutes, and your calculator doesn't know to turn it into that. And it will get particularly hard if you're subtracting across multiple days at different times. It'll wind you up pretty quick. All right, so it is a skill we got to get in neuroscience. When we do earthquakes way off into the 4th marking period, we're going to have to work very carefully with times and do them manually. I'm going to worry more about that then. I don't want to get overwhelmed during tides by adding all this time arithmetic to it. So here's a cheater website. Click that website right there. If you're in Cami, you got to click that little arrow guy to be able to do it. And it will take you to a thing. I don't know why it comes preloaded with data, but whatever the date is, put in the dates. Whatever the time is, hours, minutes, and we don't have seconds in this, so that'll be fine. You can leave it blank. The thing is in military time, and that's going to be okay. If it's like I'm just making these times up, 17 in the morning, and then you know how military time, how it goes from like 12 to 13 instead of starting back over again. Let's say it's 17:45. That's exactly how it's written on the lab. And if that's confusing, don't let it confuse you. Just write it exactly like it is on the lab. Hit calculate, and it's going to tell you. It's going to think, and then it's going to tell you that. Oh, look at that! I have different dates in there, but anyway, it'll tell you the right answer. I won't screw that up. There we go. So on October 18 to October 18 at 2:17 in the morning to 17:45 in the afternoon, which is really 5:45, 15.467 hours passed. That's going to make your life easiest by using this time calculator. You will have to do days, right? The 10th of October. This is when I made this lab. This was the last couple days. Um, 10th of October 2018 up to the 12th in October in 2018. All right. So that's all of part one. That's really all you got to do with a little bit of explaining here to say, how would you figure out when the next one was? Tell me what time it would be and what time would that occur at. How do you figure it out? That's on you. All right. I'll stop the video now. There's part two. That's a whole nother thing, a whole different thing, more Tidal analysis. But for now, we'll stop, do that part, then watch the other video for part two. Good luck, everybody. You can do it.